Today on episode 46, our Pedro Strop episode of Typical Chicago Fans, presented by The Loop Sports, we have Sinkers and Floaters, college football week 1 recap, a huge NFL preview, Diamond Talk on the Cubs and Sox, and Typical Chicago trivia. Let's roll.
One of the sponsors of today's podcast is 26shirts.com Chicago. We're excited to partner with 26 Shirts again for the month of September. 26 Shirts sells cool t-shirts backed by an even cooler mission, helping people in need. Every 2 weeks, they offer an exclusive t-shirt for $25, and a portion of those proceeds from each sale goes to help a person or family in need or an organization heavily involved in community outreach. The artists who provide the designs receive a percentage, a life is impacted, and you get a limited edition sports-themed t-shirt that will go in the 26 Shirts vault, never to be printed again. Portions of the proceeds from the sales of these shirts go to help a person in need of serious financial assistance due to overwhelming medical bills. You can read more about this particular cause on the website. Thank you to 26 Shirts for sponsoring the podcast for the month of September. Go to 26shirts.com to order your shirt and help a worthy cause. Hello and welcome to episode 46 of Typical Chicago Fans, presented by The Loop Sports. I am Zach Lilia, and now this week you can see above me.
We got it fixed.
It's fixed this time. My Twitter handle is @ZLilia, LILJATCF. If you're listening to the podcast, you're kind of thinking, what the hell is he talking about? But if you're on our YouTube page, which I hopefully you are, which we're starting to get a little bit more into.
Definitely.
You can see our Twitter handles and the Typical Chicago Fans at @typical_Chicago, and the Loop Sports @the Loop_Sports is also on there. You can follow us on Facebook, where we do a weekday show, which we are going to get more back into the flow of it because we're in football season. This is where a lot of our content is going to be happening. We're going to be talking about our NFL pick show here in a little bit too that we'll be doing, and you can follow that on Typical Chicago Fans Facebook and the Loop Sports. They usually repost it for us. They put our podcast up there. They have blogs from the site on there, so check that out too. And Instagram, Typical Chicago Fans and the Loop Sports. We put up all of our, hopefully I've been kind of lacking on that. Put up our videos.
Vacation.
Some intro stuff that we do on there, so check that out.
Definitely. Make sure you follow me on Twitter @BoomyTCF. If you're an Apple user, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. If not, you can find us on Spotify. Make sure you follow us there. And like Zach said, head on over to the YouTube page. Click that subscribe button. Lots of good content coming here in the football season. And also, we still have a couple T-shirts left. If you'd like a T-shirt, we are $15 local. We'll deliver it if we can meet up and deliver it to you. And they are $20 if we got to ship them to you. But we've only got about 6 or 7 left in various sizes. So if you want a shirt, make sure you hit us in our DMs. So
yeah, hit us up in the DMs if you want a shirt. They've been going quick. Once we get rid of these, we'll get more of them. But like you said,
maybe some black shirts coming.
It's been summertime, like we've said. Summer's over with.
Yep.
The vacation time's over with. We're going to get back in the flow of things more often. So we're going to be doing our weekday shows. Our podcasts are going to be more regular. We got a lot of NFL content coming at you. But let's get into the regular flow of things. Let's get into our sinkers and floaters. My sinker, I was talking to Boomy about this at the beginning of the show. It's LeBron James ruining Taco Tuesday. He has his company owned by LeBron James, LBJ Trademarks LLC, has filed for the trademark Taco Tuesday for LeBron. LeBron is getting that trademark. He intends to keep posting on social media and launch a podcast under the name, which is like you said, everyone has a podcast nowadays.
Exactly. Come on, man.
I guess any idiots can have a podcast.
Yes.
But I just think it's kind of funny that he's going into that much into it. I don't know if the first time he said it, he thought that it was going to turn into this, but always making some money off a thing. And I think it's just crazy that, I didn't know that people like that had just a company, LBJ Trademarks LLC. I wonder how many people actually work for that company, and it's literally like...
That's probably just Rich Paul.
Yeah, it probably is just Rich Paul. But I just think that's kind of wild. And SI... You pissed me off.
They got it right.
I may never look at your magazine again. 7-9, finishing last place for the Chicago Bears in the NFC North. That's unbelievable. That's just not true.
We'll just have to see.
And like we were even saying, I know you don't like the Bears, but that is just dumb. I don't know if you're trying to get under the skin of people.
It's clickbait, right? It's got to be.
I'm trying to get more people, more traffic on this site. But
more people tweeting about it, like that they're pissed
but
off.
really, you think the Lions
like
and
me
the
that
Vikings
like,
are going to be
right.
better than the? That's just. I mean, the Packers. Aaron Rodgers always there,
Right?
but Kirk Cousins, he's not clutch at all. Well, maybe we'll have P-Goy on here in a little bit to talk about his stinky Vikings.
Probably not.
But and then we got Detroit Lions, which I think are going to be better than the Vikings.
It's going to be a good division.
But it's going to be a good division this year.
But 7-9, I still think is asinine.
They play a lot of good teams at home too again this year. So I
wonder, like, and I didn't read into it very much, but like, I wonder if they are taking into account the fact that like what their record was last year and what their schedule turned over to be, because they are going to play some really solid teams. But 7-9, come on, man.
I mean, I get it. There can maybe probably be some regression because the record is going to be harder. The division is going to be a little bit tougher, but 7-9 and being last place in the division.
I just don't see that happening.
Just stupid. But yeah.
My sinker, on the other hand, is Spanish laundry. Laundry happening in Spanish because just this past week, Spain held their Tomatina festival. You know, where they like. You ever seen the pictures? People, like 20,000 people gather and they just chuck tomatoes at each other.
I have seen videos of that.
Yeah, so it's an hour-long battle in the streets of Bunol, I believe is how you say that, Bunol, Spain, and they just whip tomatoes at each other. And I don't know if you've ever spilled like a tomato out of a sandwich onto a shirt. That doesn't come out.
No, it's
okay. So
be
imagine
what
laundry day is going to be like in Spain. Like it's going to be a shit show there. I mean, come on. They said that people basically just literally stand up, they put goggles on to protect their eyes, and they just whip tomatoes at each other for hours.
That's just
hours.
insane.
The pictures are hilarious. I mean, it's kind of funny, though, because it kind of looks like a bloodbath because there's just red everywhere. But I've always seen different pictures of this, and they actually charge people tickets to get into this. This is something I didn't know. They charge €12, which is about $13 for a ticket. $5,000 for 5,000 tickets for people in the town of Bunol, and then 17,000 for people outside. They've been having the festival for 74 years and was inspired by a local food fight in 1945. So I think it's pretty funny. It's one of those things. If we ever get to travel abroad, I definitely want to go to the Tomatina Festival.
I don't think I do want to go to that.
I mean, we just have to go to the equivalent to like Spain's Dollar General and just buy a packet of white teas and then just throw them out after that. But not even like laundry. Laundry's gonna suck. But like, imagine showering after that. Like your shower's gonna get clogged.
There's just gonna be tomatoes all over the streets and just all over.
Maybe you play that off right. If you get sprayed on by a skunk, then you go to the tomato festival. Isn't tomato juice supposed to take out skunk smell?
So the one day they're gonna have it, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go skunk hunting today.
Yeah, that's it maybe.
Because why? Oh, because I'm
tomorrow.
gonna be. I have a thing tomorrow which is going to allow me to get the skunk smell off of me. So that's how I'm going to
go collect your skunk meat.
But yeah, that's unbelievable.
That is.
I don't know why.
It's a weird thing.
What would be like? Oh, I'm gonna go and just get pelted by tomatoes.
That can't feel great either,
tomatoes,
right?
I mean, they're squishy, but they still gotta.
But at the same time, like, it's still not going to feel good to get hit with one. It can easily cause a welt.
Let's just say I wouldn't like go out and be like, let's have a nice little tomato fight.
I feel like I could knock someone out if I hit him in the right spot with a good ripe tomato.
I mean, you can't throw that hard, but
I definitely throw harder than you.
I wouldn't. Well, probably I can't throw very hard, honestly.
I
that
mean,
was always
my
my
shoulder's
thing.
pretty bad too. So
that was always my thing. And like when I was pitching, it just wouldn't go as fast as I wanted it to. But let's go into my floater. It's gonna be my bookie's wallet.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bad gambler, and I just you can't not gamble on this too.
Exactly.
It's so much fun. Week 1, week 0, I bet on. Week 1 took a hit. It's just sometimes we had Northwestern plus 10. They were down. What was it? 3?
Yeah.
And they were driving with 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They fumble right into the end zone.
The offensive lineman doesn't pick it up.
Stanford takes it in 7-17. I push, and a lot of people lose.
Yep.
They did the same thing against Ohio State. I think they have a problem with the ball at the end of the game when they have to cover. Maybe it's in the quarterback's head. Maybe he knows. But I just can't believe it. That's just it pisses me off. It really 100%. Does piss me off. That's called a bad beat for a bad beat, right?
Yeah.
For people who don't like to gamble as much.
If you don't like to gamble, like, what are you doing?
No, you're lucky. Don't. As much as people want to say it's fun, it's not fun. It's fun when you win.
Yeah.
But you don't win a lot. It's just stressful. You don't sleep a lot. But hell,
I mean, I completely ruined a Saturday. I watched football from 11 in the morning. Granted, I had to go to a wedding. That was fine. I was able to follow the games I had. But at the end of the day, I mean, I came home and watched more football till midnight. So basically following college football for 13 hours. And I literally finished the day down $4.04. So, like, I basically wasted a Saturday to lose $4. So
yeah, but it's fun.
It is.
It's
it gives
content.
you a reason
it's
to watch.
Content. I'm going to say it's content at this point because it's not really fun.
See, to me, like,
It's fun when you're, I don't know,
it
when
gives
you're
you more of a
placing the
reason,
bet.
especially in these early season games. Like we had, Alabama and Duke. Like, who really gives a shit? Duke's not going to beat Alabama, but it gave us a reason to watch.
But
so like at least there's
scoring what? What did they score? 14 in the
14
first.
in the first half and then 28 in the second half. Yeah. We both had the first half money line.
couldn't believe
or the
that.
first half minus 21.
Minus 22 and a half.
Yeah, I
is
had
what
minus
had.
21. And I had a chance to
You had a
catch
chance.
that. But
I don't know. Why would I think 22 would be a good number to bet? That's just stupid.
I was kind of
idiot.
thinking that too.
But also, floater is my new mic stand. I haven't had a mic stand in a while. I feel free. I got both hands.
You could actually move around and do things.
Do. Drink.
Not
boom,
like me
boom,
when I had
boom.
to rest it on my stomach the other day. So, because I grabbed the wrong mic stand. My floater, on the other hand,
that was. You didn't really have to put it on your. You didn't have to rest it there. You could have held it like a normal person.
I could have, but I didn't.
You didn't. So
no, I'm used to having my hands free. I talk with my hands. I think I'm part Italian, so
I don't think
I'm
you
not.
are.
No, not at all, actually. But my floater is vanity license plates. I actually have a vanity license plate, but this lady in Rochester, New Hampshire, was able to keep her vanity license plate after she was approached to not have it anymore. And I love this. Her vanity license said "Pee before we go." I thought that was kind of funny because, like, I don't know about you, but my mom and dad used to always say, like, before we go anywhere, like, go to the bathroom because we're going to be in the car for a long time. And this lady's license plate literally said PB, the number 4, we go. And the governor of New Hampshire stepped in and allowed this woman to keep her license plate. So shout out to the vanity license plate gang because I'm a part of that gang. We like to have our rights. So shout out to New Hampshire letting her keep her PB. Pee before we go license plate.
It's just funny. That's a good one. Like,
that is
there's
clever.
a lot of stupid ones out there, and you're gonna get rid of that one.
Yeah, that's an all timer right there.
Yeah, that's
an
an
all
all-timer. I mean, that's thinking outside the box.
Exactly.
There's so many stupid ones out there that just make no sense and are kind of maybe like a little on the edge.
Yeah,
we're gonna get rid of this one.
Yeah,
that's just unbelievable because that's a good one.
Exactly.
Because all you gotta do is literally look at. You have to tell your kids, look at the license plate
plate
before we leave. And you're gonna remember, do you have to go pee or not?
Exactly.
Because I've definitely gotten in the car like 10 minutes into the thing.
Oh,
like, I should have gone.
I drove to your house like a week ago to do the show, and I had to stop and you live, 10 minutes away? I had to stop and go
you
to the
stopped
bathroom.
halfway to go pee.
I forgot to go to the bathroom before I left. I also stopped and got something to drink, so it worked out. Two birds with one stone.
It all worked out, but yes,
Exactly.
if your license plate would have said that, you may turn around and went to the bathroom.
I probably would have peed in the bush outside.
Yeah, but like we were saying, football's back. We
Yes,
got
sir.
college football this week. We had week 1. I think there's still we are recording this on Sunday, so there's still Houston, Oklahoma, and then Notre Dame, Louisville on Monday. That's kind of cool how they're doing that. They're kind of sprinkling a little bit more
often.
Tonight, they say Houston's not supposed to be a good game. I think Houston's like 23-point underdogs or 24-point underdogs. I am taking the over 80 in the game. So if you're watching this and it didn't hit, I'm going to be very mad because that would be my. I think I've lost 3, 4 in a row. I think 2 or 3 in a row, and I pushed. So it's been a while since I've won money, and I'll be very mad. I don't really know. The thing is, I'm betting right now, and I don't know when the pay period is. So I'm kind of playing on the edge right now. I'm a little scared. So that's mine. But what were some highlights? I know Pat McAfee keeps saying, do not let it be on the internet anymore. But that punter that guy got lit up. But then I saw a video or a tweet that we should not be playing this video because we know the effects of CTE and the brain damage. I get that, but I mean, they're out there playing football. Right. I know you're not really supposed to like glorify it's a huge hit, and it was a legal hit.
Exactly.
It wasn't like he went with the crowd. I mean, it was a legal hit. He got lit up, and yes, it's a punter versus a defensive player. That's going to happen.
Here's the thing now,
to
though.
say that, going back on that, I think it's just kind of a weird.
It is. And here's the deal now. We know enough about CT, and we know enough about the correlation between getting your brains kicked in playing football and football. That kid,
If you're on a football
knows
field,
that he's playing football. No one's holding a gun to his head and making that kid play football. He knows the risk in it now. Then I saw a picture tweeted that he was back home. There was nothing wrong with him. He was, checked out by the medical staff. Yeah. They won the game. Like, he's fine.
It's one of those things. You understand that your offensive line can get blown up and you maybe you're going to get smashed by a guy.
It's not like he showed up to the bus on Saturday morning and they were like, hey, Timmy, you're going to have to kick for the team today. Like, he knew what he was getting into.
He got up. He got back after. Like,
and they won the game.
Out and stuff. Maybe he's going to get a little bit of respect in the locker room after getting up hit like that, because guess what? If I got hit like that, I'm done.
I'd still be laying there.
I'm not playing the game. So it shows he's a tough guy out there, and that maybe that kind of helps him in a way. But to kind of go after that and go after the CTE route and his brains are getting scrambled, yes, we understand that, but they know the risks.
Well, there's the social justice warriors that just want everybody to hear their opinion.
That's what's wrong with Twitter now. If anything fun happens, it wasn't fun either. I mean, not saying it was
fun.
No,
it was funny.
But it was, in a way. But in a way, it was also just like, wow, I mean, that's a big-time hit by a guy into legal hit.
Exactly.
So I think... that's it. The fun police come out and they have to ruin everything that goes on the internet.
Right. And I don't know about
even Pat McAfee was having some fun with it. Delete it.
Right.
We delete this off there, but for the brand.
Exactly, man. Now, I don't know about you, but some of my biggest takeaways from week one were I always find it comedic when a big level school pays a team to come play them in week one.
Tennessee paid $950,000
to get beat. And then wasn't there another one? I want to say there was some other team that had paid somebody to come in. Iowa State did walk away with a win, but it took them 3 overtimes to beat Northern Iowa, and there was money involved in that game. I love seeing the stories where schools have to pay teams to come play them, and then they get beat. That is one of my all-time favorite things that happen. So there was a couple of those. I thought that there were some teams that look good. Tennessee is... I don't know what's going on there. They need to figure something out. And I don't know about you, and I'm a big SEC fan. Like, I'm obviously a Florida fan. The SEC had a rough day yesterday.
Rough. I mean, even with Alabama, they did come out in the second half, but they still didn't come out dominant like they usually do against a team like Duke. And you said the SEC kind of got hit hard yesterday. But, I mean, that's good to see. I mean, it's just showing you where the college football game is going, that other teams are doing well.
Right, man, and I think some levels are starting to catch up. I think by the end we're still going to see 2 teams out of the SEC in the Final Four. It's going to be Georgia and Alabama.
It's week one.
Right.
Week one.
And there's a lot of, like, you look at Alabama, let's say, for example, I didn't even think about this before I put the bet in, though. Alabama lost so many players to the NFL draft. Think about this. They do that every year.
And they lost their best, I think, offensive lineman.
They had 2 guys suspended for the first quarter, so that would explain why we didn't see any points in the first quarter. They had 2, maybe it was a defensive lineman and an offensive lineman suspended for the first quarter. I thought that, you're going to see those, but by the end, the talent is still the best in the SEC. I don't care what anybody says. The SEC is the best conference in the country. But man, there were some really, really good games, and there were some close games that probably shouldn't have been as close as they were. But you saw your typical. I mean, Nebraska hosts Southern Alabama, and that was a close game
Maryland
the entire
puts up
time.
79.
Yeah,
I think that's...
Illinois routes Akron, and I'm not an Illinois fan, and I've said this before. I do like Lovie Smith, and I watched some of the game yesterday. But let's not forget that they were playing a team who's probably going to finish in the bottom 3 of the
MAC.
MAC.
There's games like USC, Fresno State goes in and they keep it close. They keep it a game. They ruin my bet.
Keeps it close against Indiana. You're looking at teams. Indiana State damn near beats Kansas in Les Miles' first game.
I also think you're starting to see more. I mean, these like smaller teams in the D1 are starting to get better players, and they're starting to get better and better, and starting to make the competition better and better. And I think the college football should be excited about that.
I agree. I mean, and like you said, I mean, it's. I think the true definition of this week is the close enough, right? And because I'm even looking through some of these scores, West Virginia barely hangs on to beat a 1AA school in James Madison. You're seeing, like we even said about, was it Georgia State that beat Tennessee or Georgia Southern? We have those upsets. And then you're also seeing a lot of other close games. I mean, North Carolina beat South Carolina, the almost there games that had the potential of being a huge upset, but just didn't fall that way.
Even like we said with the Northwestern Stanford,
yeah.
Northwestern was driving with 30 seconds left. They were one play away, even though they blew it.
Yeah. I mean, even we talked about this on Twitter last night. I mean, Northern Illinois, that's my school, playing a 1AA school, a good 1AA school in Illinois State. I mean, that was a 14-point game. It was a 7-point game till there was a pick six late in the game. So
it shows you, like that. It shows you
the
how
gap is closing, I think. And even, like, let's be honest, like, Duke is not a bad football. I think Duke's going to play for a bowl game this year. Alabama's just Alabama, okay? Yeah. It's a different – and for the first half, it was 14-3. It was nothing after the first quarter. That was a good game for a half. But Alabama's going to open it up. I think we're close. We're seeing less and less, blowouts, and we're seeing more parity, which I think is good for college football.
There's Clemson, and then there's good teams, but there's not like I don't think there's going to be an outright number one. You're going to win the national championship this year. I think it's going to be a little bit of fun. Maybe so it's going to be maybe going down a little bit more to the wire. Maybe some different teams.
Absolutely.
And maybe you could see Alabama get beat this year or something like that. Because like I said, the guys were suspended, but they also have their best. I think offensive lineman tore his ACL out for the season.
Yep.
So that's a big hit to the offense.
And I don't know if you even saw this when we talk about parity. Did you see San Diego State only beat Weber State 6-0?
Yeah. Well, Mississippi State only won by 10.
Over the Ragin' Cajun.
Yeah. And they were 19-point under. They were 19-point favorites, and they really kind of struggled.
USC with an
game.
8-point win. I mean,
yeah. Don't remind me.
But yeah, that's the thing, man. Everything was close, and that's what I think you want to see in the first week. We've gone 9 months without it.
You said it's week one.
Right.
These teams are still getting back after it. But it's also nice to see that maybe there's going to be a lot of good games this year, even in games you weren't expecting. So for football fans, for football guys, you should be excited about college football because it's going to be exciting all the way to the end, I think, this year.
Absolutely.
Let's get into our NFL talk. We got week one starting here on Thursday. We got the Bears-Packers at Soldier Field for the first game of the year, which is cool in a way, too. Yes, we don't like each other's teams, but I think it's cool that we're in the same spot where this is the 100th year of the NFL. We're at Soldier Field. Even Soldier Field, Green Bay, either way. It's historical. It's going to be cool to be a part of it. And also, Brian Urlacher will be making the first legal bet. It's not in Illinois. It's in Indiana, but it's literally like 15, 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I've been through
there's shuttles that go there and back.
Right.
So that's just cool. And I know he's going to bet on the Bears, but that means we can go make legal bets in Hammond, Indiana, the casino where he's going.
It'd actually take us less time to get to Hammond, Indiana than it would to Soldier Field.
So, I'm very excited about that. Just the simple fact is we can go sit at a sports book for like a day if we just want to go hang out.
Yesterday would have been the perfect day to hang out at a sports book.
I mean, it's just beautiful. We have a bunch of Saturdays and Sundays we could just go randomly go there if we want. So I'm excited about that. But we're also doing an NFL pick show this week. We used to do it on our Facebook Live, but we're going to now do it as we're going to pre-record it, put it on YouTube, put it out maybe Thursday morning or Wednesday night, whatever we're thinking. We're going to put some cool visuals in there.
Yep.
We're going to make it better, easier for you to watch. Not going to be all like grainy and stuff. It's going to be good quality video. Not saying that's going to be good quality picks. We're not going to.
Yeah, that we can't guarantee. It will be entertaining.
It will be entertaining. We're not saying that we're going to win you a lot of money.
Actually,
but we will be betting every single game that we do, so you can come watch the misery. Also, I'm going to need Nick to watch this because you're going to maybe have to send me an extra check or two because that's going to be tough on my wallet. But maybe we'll do good. Maybe we'll win a lot of money, and people will start.
Or if we do really bad,
our picks like Clay Travis, get the fuck out of here.
Or if people are smart, they hedge us for the first couple weeks, or not hedge us, they fade us.
Yeah, maybe
they go opposite,
and then we're gonna win. So
exactly.
But we'll be doing that. We're gonna be doing our first one here after this. We got our picks here. I think you already know what our Thursday night games are gonna be. But we'll get some. We'll have some insight to it. We'll have a little bit of fun with it, and that'll be like I said every Wednesday night, Thursday morning, right before the first games of the week. But let's get into some news that happened yesterday. Jadeveon Clowney was traded to the Seahawks for pretty much nothing. It's weird how NFL trades work. You never get the value of the player.
No, trades in the NFL they're rare as it is.
Texans though. He wasn't going to re-sign with you. You knew that. That's why you got rid of him. So at least you got something out of it. You got 2 players, and then you got a 3rd-round pick. in 2020, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Laramie Tunsil, Kenny Stills get traded to the Texans. Laramie
It's a big day for the Texans.
Still the best lungs in the league after you saw that video of him doing the gas mask. You know his lungs are perfect. So,
and Laramie Tunsil's a dog, man. He's one of the best linemen.
I saw a thread this last offseason on him that he is slowly becoming one of the best offensive linemen in the league.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big time trade for the Texans to get. I don't know why the Dolphins want to get rid of him.
Well, the Dolphins are in complete tank rebuild.
They're in complete tank rebuild, but
they want Tua.
They want Tua. I get it, but
Tua.
But I mean, I don't know. I just think that's a bad trade on their part. They got a bunch of players. They got a few. I think they got 2 players, 2 first-round picks, and two first-round picks and a second-round pick. LaShawn McCoy going to the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's going to end in a train wreck in about 2 weeks.
He's getting $4 million, $3 million guaranteed for this year, which is like nothing. It's kind of crazy that he's gotten down to that. But but it also could work out. Who knows? I mean, he's going to be an explosive offense where they're going to be they're going to have to really look at the pass. They're going to have to be able to defend the rush, but they're going to have to watch Patrick Mahomes every single play.
Yeah.
So he maybe could break a few times. I think it's a good signing for the
Chiefs.
And
I think that he is a good talent, but there's a reason. There's something in my head that just keeps telling me there's a reason that he didn't work out in Philadelphia. And you can say what you want about Chip Kelly. I think that there's a reason he didn't work out there. There's a reason that Buffalo let him go. I hope that this works for him because I actually have the Chiefs going to the NFC Championship, but I just don't foresee him completely being able to rechange himself in his work ethic and the way that he handles his business. I just don't foresee this working out, and I hope it does. I think he's a talent.
He's in the spot.
Right.
He's getting $4 million, $3 million guaranteed. I keep saying that. I don't know why. I feel like Adam Schefter now.
Yeah.
But he's down to that much after where he was.
Oh, yeah.
There's something wrong, but it's worth taking a chance on, I think.
Right. I agree.
You're not invested in him too much.
Because, if you decide in 3 weeks if he's not producing and he's becoming a problem in the locker room or he's not working hard enough, you can cut him and let him go for that.
And you're not worried about losing $4 million or whatever.
That's chump change to NFL teams.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But I think it's a good signing for them because after last year losing Kareem Hunt.
Yep. So
they're going – Kareem Hunt's with the Browns, right? I always forget that. And he's suspended the first four or 6 games. So, yeah. And then also, like I said, with the Dolphins being in tank mode, Fitzpatrick gets the starting job over Josh Rosen, who they were kind of high on. They traded for him in the NFL draft. I think that's a big disappointment to Josh Rosen. I think he is – I mean, where's he going to go from here? If you can't start for the Dolphins, where are you going to start?
Right.
I think that he has – I mean, he maybe – it's kind of like a Matt Leinart kind of thing here. It's kind of fading off into maybe a backup role, which – I would take in the NFL. But
yeah, absolutely. But I think for a guy who's in his second year, his second year, I don't think I count him out just yet. I think he's still going to, I think he just might need a little bit more time.
This was a big moment for him. If he could overtake this spot, maybe try and lead this team, I think it's a big disappointment that he did not get this
Absolutely.
job after what he's been through. Maybe you would think you'd have a big chip on your shoulder after getting drafted number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Getting traded after that. And
he's probably just not good enough.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He was an overvalued pick. I think a lot of people have said that. And I know if, he can continue to make a career as a backup, good for him. But also I think there's going to be a team, whether that's, let's just say, for example, Jamarcus Russell gets hurt, or not Jamarcus, Jesus Christ, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell's always hurt, I think. And the Cubs are losing now?
Yeah.
Great. But if a team like that gets into a situation where they need a quarterback or something, he can still be a viable option. I bet by the end of the year, Josh Rosen is the starting quarterback in Miami just because they have shown that they are going to tank, that they're not interested in winning this year. And if Fitzpatrick doesn't, lead them to 10 wins, then you're going to see a lot of Josh Rosen.
Yeah, so I think they're looking to maybe put Josh Rosen in somewhere in the middle of this year because Fitzpatrick's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
He's going to have a 6-interception game.
But he'll also have like a game where he throws for like 320 yards, and then the next game he'll have like
cuts
6
his face
picks.
up or something and do something like that. And
walk around in like a Gucci jacket and chains.
Yeah, he throws 8 interceptions in the next game.
Yeah, for sure.
The perfect. What was it? He threw 6 for the Jets, right?
I think so.
That was like 6 interceptions in the game. You have to work very hard to do that.
Nathan Peterman doesn't.
Oh, Justin Verlander just threw a no-hitter.
No kidding.
Yeah,
good for him.
First career no-hitter.
And he's married to Kate Upton. So
right after getting thrown out. I think he got thrown out his last start. That was kind of funny. Do you want to get into some division winners?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. I did some research.
All right, let's go. Well, I'll just name my AFC first. East, I got the Patriots coming out of there because I also think Gronk will be back at some time
I don't
this
think
year.
you're going to see him.
I think you will. I think he kind of came out and said he had to get his mind and his body right, and he's got them both
right. Dude,
right.
he's way too busy peddling CBD pills.
That's fine. I mean,
I don't think he's
not
coming.
illegal. I think.
No, I know. But I think he loves being like a Monster Energy spokesman and selling CBD.
But he also did that while he was still playing.
Yeah, but he can do it a lot more, make a lot more money on it now.
I understand that, but if he comes back
and he doesn't have to break his brain or bash his skull into,
I understand.
I don't think you're going to see him this year.
I think you will because, but you're not going to see him like right away. I think week 12, week 13 in there, maybe he'll come back because and you come back for the last part of it because. But the Patriots slowly got Josh Gordon back, which I think is going to be a big addition. Chaw Dog, Josh Gordon. I don't know if you saw that on the sideline, putting one of the biggest lips in. I didn't know NFL players had lips in. That's
did you see
I don't know how you could do that.
Zimmer, the coach.
Oh, that's a coach.
Yeah,
he's not out there. But
think about those offensive linemen. Those are a lot of like good old boys. But they just have big old.
Out of the North, I have the Browns. I think they're gonna have a big year this year. I think Baker Mayfield is going to have another breakout year.
Yep.
He's got 2 good wide receivers, Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. He's going to have running. I mean, it's going to be a fun year at least fun for the Browns fans this year. The South, I got the Texans. I think the Texans are going to come out of there. They're going to have J.J. Watt. They got Laramie Tunsil now. They're going to have Kenny Stills. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I was like,
DeAndre Hopkins.
So I think it's going to be a good year for the Texans. I think they're going to rebound off,
and especially with
the end of the last
Colts
year.
Losing Andrew Luck. I think that is huge.
When I was looking through all this, the Colts were the definite winner of this division a week or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Now they're not. It's going to be the Texans. I still think Brissett is good. But I don't think he's going to lead them to a division.
Right. He's perfect quarterback for like 8-8.
At least this year.
Yeah.
And then out of this West, I have the Chiefs. I think that Patrick Mahomes, that offense is going to be good. Like I said, LaShawn McCoy could maybe throw a little spark in there. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter. But if he does, then that's a big addition for them. So I think that the Chiefs will come out of the West.
All right. So mine's kind of similar. I've got a couple, one big difference. I have the Patriots, obviously. I picked the Patriots just because there's no one else in that division that can compete with the Patriots.
No.
Okay. The rest of the division is trash, so it's not even worth arguing over. In the North, I still have the Steelers. I agreed that the Browns will be improved, but I don't foresee them being able to. Yes, OBJ helps a lot, but also at the same time, I don't trust Cleveland's offensive line enough, and also their defensive front is average. So I think and their secondary is okay. So I just don't know. And the reason I picked the Steelers is that I feel like a lot of the burden last year, they were still a good football team. They also had the burden though of having Antonio Brown in the locker room, who has proven to be nothing but a cancer. And then they had Lev Bell, the whole situation. And I like Lev Bell, but at the same time, he was also, you had to start a backup running back for a reason. Now they don't have those pressures sitting around. I think you're going to see the Steelers take a little bit of a step forward there. Then I also have the Texans in the South. And like you said, I had the Colts the whole time coming into what are we talking? We're recording this on Sunday. A week ago today was when a week and a day ago is when we found out about Andrew Luck. They were going to win this division. And now they're not. And then I also have the Chiefs barely edging out one of my first wild card picks in the Chargers in the West. I think the Chargers are going to be very good. And then my 4 AFC wild card teams, I have the Browns, the Chargers, the Jaguars, who I think are going to be improved. And Nick Foles can just stay on his feet and deliver a couple passes. Leonard Fournette's going to have a big year. And then also probably my my one kind of out there pick. I chose the Ravens as the 4th wild card. I think it's going to be a big year for.
So I'll do my wild card out here on the spot. I didn't really do it on there, but I would say I had the Steelers because I didn't have them. The Chargers. I like the Jaguars with Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick going over there, which is now taken by Nick Castellanos.
Yep.
So sorry about that. And who else would I like? I think the Ravens because I
you
think
like that one too. Lamar
actually,
Jackson.
No, never mind. I'm gonna take the Broncos.
Oh,
I think the Broncos are going to be. We said that. I mean,
Joe Flacco.
They got Joe Flacco, and then they got Fangio coming in there, defensive minded. But that could also go the other way with that too. If defensive minded head coach, the offense
could
may
struggle.
go with
yeah,
it. But we'll see how that goes. It's his first year. He deserves a spot there. But I think that will be. Because I just feel like Lamar Jackson, they kind of figured him out at the end of the year, I feel like. And a running quarterback, you kind of see with Cam Newton, you can only do that for so long until maybe that could hurt you.
Right.
And they figured it out, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
They figured it out about 4 times.
Yeah, I don't think the Broncos is a bad pick either. I don't have them much farther behind than the Ravens.
NFC, the East, I got the Eagles.
Ooh.
Eagles, Jordan Howard there. Carson Wentz, I'm excited about that. I think he'll do well. Who do you got?
Oh, I took the Cowboys.
Cowboys?
Yeah.
Is that with Zeke on the team?
If Zeke comes back,
I think
you're going to see him.
I don't trust Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. I don't think he's that good.
See, but right now, the reason I took the Cowboys is because he wants to prove that he's worth that $40 million that he's allegedly asking for. I think you're going to see Dak ball out this year. And I'm not a fan. I really am not a fan. But I also don't trust the Eagles that much. They're very far removed from that team that won a Super Bowl.
But, I mean, we're overlooking the Redskins here, too. I think the
Redskins are 2 years away.
Quarterback,
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. I think he was overlooked in the NFL.
I agree,
draft.
but I just think as a rookie, I think in 2 years the Redskins are going to.
But I also feel like maybe Dak's going to be trying to do too much. Because I think
it's very possible.
Because, like you said, he wants to work for it. I just don't think he's worth it, and I don't think his skill set's there. And maybe he's going to hurt himself and also hurt Ezekiel Elliott in the process by not. I think he's going to be trying to throw the ball way too much.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of it is just me undervaluing the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are all they're cracked up to be. So, they kind of proved that last year.
NFC North, I got the Bears. You're going to have the Packers.
Yep.
That's going to be easy. NFC South, the Saints. It's still the Saints.
Yeah,
They're
the rest
dominant.
of the division's trash.
The rest of the division trash. I just think I really don't. I don't trust any of the other teams.
Yeah,
and
Carolina.
The Saints, unless they can stop playing games at home, I still think that their record will be good enough to win that division. And then NFC West, I got the Rams coming out of there again.
Now, after yesterday, the Seahawks picking up Jadeveon Clowney, I actually moved them. I have obviously the
I'll
Packers.
take them in my wild card. I think that they're going to be in the wild card because you can never count out Russell Wilson. Somehow, he's always out there making plays. My other one,
get the DK Metcalf kid. I think he's going to be a really solid rookie. So I have obviously the Bears is my number one overall wild card. I think the Packers, just like we've already established.
So I'm gonna go Bears, Packers, Seahawks. I'd say Cowboys.
Yep. See, I have the Eagles,
and then I could see the Falcons making it because it's one of those years. It's a odd year, even year, whatever. It's an odd year.
Yeah.
It seems like the Falcons like to go to the Super Bowl, then suck. Then do well, then suck. Then do well, then suck. I think it's their year to do well. I especially because I accidentally just drafted Matt Ryan. I think that the Falcons will be making the playoffs. Maybe the 49ers. I just looked at that. If Jimmy Garoppolo, did I say that right? Garoppolo. He's a Garoppolo. I think that they could make a run into the playoffs too. Maybe.
Yep. I don't hate that, and you're gonna hate my last. I had obviously Bears, Seahawks, Eagles. Kind of flip flop the Cowboys Eagles thing, but I also had the Vikings as my last team.
I mean, they're still a decent
Their
team.
Defense
if you really look
is
at
good.
it.
They still have Adam Thielen at the end of the day.
But if Kirk Cousins has got to prove this year that he can win in big games.
Yeah.
He's proven himself to not over his whole career, and this is the breaking year.
Right.
This is a big year for them because your defense is only going to be like this for so long.
Yes.
You're only going to have so many opportunities. He's got to be in his 30s, right?
Early 30s.
Early 30s, which is still older for NFL quarterbacks. Not everyone
sure.
is going to be Tom Brady and play forever. You look at Andrew Luck.
He just turned 31
just
like
turned
2 weeks ago.
But I think that this is a big year for him. He's got to start proving that contract, too. He's getting paid a lot of money to be that quarterback. But I guess all quarterbacks are getting paid a lot of money, per se.
So your AFC championship game, who do you got in the AFC title game?
I would have to – well, I've got the Rams coming – oh, no, wait, it's the Rams. I've got the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I could see them playing the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I just feel like I don't know what it is about the Patriots. Until they prove me wrong, they're going to be dominant even without Gronk. I just feel like Belichick's going to do something. And like I said, I think Belichick almost has this lined up to be like, hey, Gronk, be like about week 10.
Yeah.
Start being, hey, what's up, buddy? Start texting them, how's it going?
I think next year you're going to see Gronk.
But I could see the Chiefs and the Patriots and the Chiefs winning.
Okay,
I think it's Chiefs' year to get to the Super Bowl.
Yep, AFC Championship, and this might be out there, and I might just be over-sensationalizing the moves yesterday. I've got the Chiefs and the Texans. I think that Deshaun Watson is going to have a phenomenal year. I think this is gonna be the year we don't see the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and then the Chiefs will blow the Texans out.
But the Texans have got to prove that they can win that first game. They were at momentum going into the playoffs last year, and then just blew it first game.
Definitely.
So
I think this is the year they get over the hump. I like what the Texans are doing.
They got Deshaun Watson just got. I mean, it's just dumb to say, but all quarterbacks have to stay healthy. But he's got to stay healthy.
Oh, yeah. All of our picks could go out the window.
Yeah, with one injury.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, if Mitch Trubisky gets hurt, the Bears are probably going to struggle. If Rodgers gets hurt, we're going to struggle. You know, if Pat Mahomes gets hurt, the Chiefs are going to struggle. So it's all on healthiness. And then in the NFC Championship, this is going to be kind of out there, and again, I might be over-sensationalizing picks from yesterday, but I've got the Rams and the Seahawks. I like what the Seahawks are doing. I never bet against Russell Wilson, and I think the Rams are going to win that. I've got Chiefs-Rams in the Super Bowl, and the Rams are finally going to get over the hump, and they're going to win it all this year.
I got Saints-Bears.
Ooh.
I like that. I think that the Rams are going to get back into the playoffs, but I could see the same thing almost happening even last year. I know they went to the Super Bowl and everything, but they had that tough play. Jared Goff, he's got to prove himself in those big moments.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl, he didn't prove himself when he played the Bears and the
big
games.
I think to me it's an unfinished business thing.
But it's also one of those things, it depends on where it's at. If it's Saints-Bears in New Orleans, that's totally different than Saints-Bears in Chicago in December. I mean, it's where it's going to be played at, and I got
January.
Bears, Chiefs, because I really do think – like I said, it's all about being healthy. If the Bears can stay completely healthy and get this defense going, get this offense in the spot where you need to be, I think that they can make a run in the playoffs. And that's not just me being a Bears fan. That's just me being realistic. And they've got Tariq Cohen. They got David Montgomery. They got some good running backs. And if they can mix in all that together, some funky plays like they like to do, and this defense got just a little – I mean, it didn't get – I wouldn't say completely
better, but it didn't get worse.
And they got Khalil Mack for a full offseason. They got Keem Hicks, all those guys getting together for a full offseason. I'm very excited as a Bears fan, and even just an NFL fan, I'm excited to see what they can do.
Absolutely.
But like I said, one injury can just fuck everything up, which is why that playoff game really does hurt so much, is because other than Eddie Jackson, we were healthy.
Right.
We were healthy, and it's one of those things you may never be in that same spot again where you have a defense like that and an offense like that and everyone's healthy.
Yeah.
So the double doink. What the fuck? Oh, speaking of the Bears, Eddie Pinero has been Matt Nagy came out today and said he will be starting Thursday, which who else we were going to
bring in?
We
Carly
may bring
Lloyd.
somebody else in. And I did see, I mean, a lot of the hate on the PAT, but last year there was a lot of PATs missed because they can move it back a little bit. I'm not giving excuses, but there were a lot of PATs missed just in general.
Ever since they moved it back a couple years ago, the numbers of obviously the farther you go back, the worse chance it has to go in.
I mean, it's just we're in a spot where it could be the playoffs, and we're still going to be like, oh shit, we got.
You think Carly Lloyd's gonna kick in an NFL game at some point?
Maybe in the next few years. It seems like she's not really interested in it right now. But it just depends. I mean, if she wants to, that was just a different situation too.
She had no rush coming at her either. Too.
Well, no, but she did. I mean,
the girl's got a leg.
She plays
the
soccer.
Cubs break up the no-hitter.
and it's soccer.
Yeah.
She kicks a ball for a living
She's
very
probably got a
hard.
good leg.
I mean, a lot. I mean, I think if you put a lot of
There's definitely a transfer of skills that
you put a
go
lot
into
of
that.
soccer players in that situation, I feel like that's going to happen.
For sure.
So if you got a big boot, because, I mean, I did not have that big of a boot when I was in soccer, so that really did hinder me.
Yeah.
I really could not fucking kick the ball very hard. It was just weird. I'm like trying to punt the bitch, and it just wouldn't go. That ball, soccer ball. I mean, soccer. I love soccer.
And that was soccer talk.
Well, that was soccer talk, but I mean, I love soccer. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if it was like maybe I just didn't have leg or arm strength. I couldn't throw it very
That's
hard. I couldn't
probably
kick it
true,
very
too.
hard. So
I also always had the problem. I wanted to kick it on like the crown of my foot instead of the inside like you're supposed to. I always
Yeah.
just wanted to blast it off the top of my foot.
yeah. So yeah, that was soccer talk. Week 1, like I said, we got Bears. We got Bears Packers leading everything off
Yep.
into it. When we got a little bit of I love week 1 because there's 2 Monday night games.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
That
like
is
a
the
little-
best.
You get done on Sunday, you're like, oh, we got 1 game. Nope, we got 2 games on
Exactly.
Sunday, on Monday night. But we will get more into our picks and some sort of stuff about that on our pick show.
Yep.
But like I said, we'll start getting more in depth next week into week 2. But week 1, you're really not thinking anything because really with this preseason, you got nothing from anybody.
Exactly.
No one really threw anybody out there. I mean, you haven't seen Mitch Trubisky since the first. I think he may have he handed off the ball maybe 2 or 3 times in the first few games, and then you haven't seen him since. You haven't seen any of the starters from the Bears at all. I think it was like one night it was like 30 players didn't play, which is fine by me, but it's just kind of hard to preview the season.
Right.
So I think once we get done with week 1, we'll get more into week 2. And like I said, we'll get more into depth in our pick show, which we will be coming out with on the first show will be Wednesday night. We'll put it out Wednesday night. We do our cans, which are behind him. We have like the beer.
Bud Light series, yeah.
The Bud Light series. But we got a lot of beer cans over here, and it's just kind of scary to think about. We
drank a lot.
Yeah, we had to fill it all the way up.
Exactly. We couldn't leave it.
Imagine if you had like 4 of these.
Oh, we'd have to go back.
We'd
to
still be down here drinking.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
But let's get into some baseball talk. We are pretty far into the podcast. We're talking about baseball. We'll get into it quick here. Cubs 73-62.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2.5 games back as we record this. They are playing the Brewers.
We'll be down to 2 because I think the Cardinals are still winning right now. Even before the Cubs game
losing,
is
you
over.
mean?
Yeah.
said
It's
winning.
3-3. Way to go, Reds. You suck.
Hey, good job. Way to jinx us there, Boomy.
It happened before.
But
so.
we got a 3.5 game lead in the wild card. I think we kind of got that locked in a way. And I'm not going to say that either way. No, that's an idiotic move. Sorry, dumb. But I don't even want to be in that spot again.
No.
That's just not what I want to
Because
be.
if it all shakes down and the Cubs are the second wild card, they're going to have to travel to Washington. And Washington just proved last weekend that they're capable of beating us. So, you're going to need some help. But at the same time, the Cubs have to just continue to play to the best of their abilities. The roster's expanded today. We saw Ben Zobrist get called up. Albert Almora, what's the other kids? Robel Garcia. We saw Alec Mills and a couple other pitchers. We also saw Daniel Descalso, who obviously I think stinks, but it is nice to be able to have more options.
But
and
it's the
slide
last
guys
time
in.
you will be able to do this. Next year, they will
Exactly.
not be expanding the rosters. I don't really get the logic behind that. But this is the last year they are allowing you to expand the rosters. Like you said, you got Zobrist back. It's some thoughts on that. Did you by chance hear any of the media from this morning? They got pretty in depth with things. They were asking about his wife. They were asking about how everything's going on.
Yeah.
I saw our guy Joe Strowski. He made a tweet that said some of the questions made you feel uneasy. But if he felt uneasy, he wouldn't have answered the questions.
Definitely.
And they were questions, yes, they were a little weird, and it's just a weird situation. I probably wouldn't ask questions like that because that's just not where my brain would be on the whole baseball thing. But he answered them exactly like he should. He's a stand-up man. There was
videos of him signing autographs for little kids already
they
today.
could have cut me the day after, and I would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
If they wanted to get rid of me a few months ago, he's like, I would have been. They would have had all the rights to. I didn't really deserve. He's like, I don't owe they don't owe me anything, and I don't owe Bates.
Right.
I mean, he's like, really and truthfully, no, there's no way, but they believed in me.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for him. And like you said, he's big into religion, his faith, and everything, and he goes into depth about that. But I think it is cool, not cool. I think it's very interesting how he handled all the questions. It didn't faze him. It's not like he kind of went like it was like he was struck by the question.
Yeah, he didn't pull like I'm not going to answer that.
No, he answered them because it's tough. He's been out for a few months because of a whole family thing, and now he's back. And I don't think you're going to hear about it anymore, which you shouldn't have to. Like I said, I thought the questions it wasn't
they
like
were fair,
uneasy.
but they were just strange.
They were strange
because we're not used to seeing those.
Yeah, I was listening to Hit and Run with Matt Spiegel this morning. You're not used to hearing questions like that from the media because that's not usually what happens. But they also usually aren't answered like that either in a very professional way. I'm happy to have Zobrist back, and he deserves it. He deserved to be in this spot. But if he doesn't get it going, he's not going to be – he understands it. If he's not doing well at the end of the season and they make the playoffs, he could not be on the playoff roster.
Exactly.
And he knows that is –
I think it's big for the Cubs just in the fact that now – I mean, not
leader.
even –
It's another leader.
It's a leader in the dugout. I mean, we've been watching the game as we're recording, and every time it feels like every time I look up, he's in the dugout talking to a different player.
I thought it was kind of funny. They asked Joe Madden about it, and he goes, "You mean the two-time World Series MVP?"
Yeah, let's not forget that.
I'm happy to have him back.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like I said, it's a guy who's been around. He's been around every situation in baseball. We're in the last month. We're in a dogfight for the division, and I am excited.
And it's beautiful to have a guy that you can pluck off the bench and literally plug into damn near any position in the infield. That gives Joe a lot of freedom to do the things that the way he does double switches and things like that. This gives him a lot of freedom. So I'm okay, and I like the fact that we have Ben back. I hope we can battle back and win this game. Top of the fifth, Cubs are down 1-0,
But yeah, we got and then Nicholas Castellanos. Sign the man, give him whatever he wants.
Bring the Brinks trucks, fellas.
Yeah, I love it. But he's also bringing something to this team that we need with energy. He slammed the bat the other day after hitting his second home run in the second inning. It was just the energy that Wrigley Field feeds off of. He is giving it all to them. And I think that is going to help them in this run is have a guy like him. Like I said, it's every day's opening day. He doesn't care what the record is. He goes out there. It's a new day every day.
He's a rejuvenated man. Yeah.
His brain is made for baseball. He forgets everything in the past, and he's ready for the future. And I love that about him. And I think that he is going to be one of the leaders on this team that could make a big difference. And I really do think – I know everyone just every time he hits a home run, extend him. You really do need to extend this guy. Lock up your center field and right field for the next few years. And like I said, it will give you more options maybe on the trade block for some of these like Ian Happ or an Almora or sadly a Schwarber if you have another place in the outfield locked up.
Definitely. And speaking of call-ups, the White Sox have basically just sat this one out on call-ups because they're waiting to see how.
I heard the playoffs. They're going to let Charlotte, I don't know what Knights play out their playoff run with this team, which I guess is all right. Like they said, everyone's going to be able to take home their World Series from the Charlotte Knights World. What does it matter? In a way?
And that's what I'm not here to kick the White Sox, but the Iowa Cubs just qualified for the playoffs as well. I mean, they could have easily have left Robel Garcia. It is a difference.
I would say it's a different situation because the Cubs are in a playoff run and the White Sox aren't. But you also want to think about next year. Why not bring Luis Robert up as long as you can? Give him a full month in the major leagues before next year. You get used to it, get your first hit, get your home run, get the opening day out of the way, get all the angst out of the way, get all the butterflies out of the way for the first month. Instead of playing for the AAA team in the playoffs for a championship that will never matter.
Right.
I mean, it's cool for a AAA team to do that, and I guess it's competitive baseball, but come on.
Yeah.
I think that's a cop-out. I think that they need to bring him up. Even Nick Madrigal, I guess he's down there, but still do something. Maybe bring him up. What does it matter?
What is it going to hurt?
What's it going to hurt? You're not – at this point – and if they don't do well the first few weeks – then I don't know what you really want to do, but might as well give them a chance in the major league, especially because this is the last year you're going to be able to do something like that. Might as well take advantage of it.
Give those guys the opportunities. I'm all for that.
So if I'm a White Sox fan, I'm a little peeved
Yeah. No,
about
I
the
agree.
situation.
I completely agree.
Also, Dylan Cease. I was looking at his record the other day. Here's some stats at you. He's 3-7, 6.92 ERA. He's given up 13 runs in 10 starts.
Ugh.
53 Ks, which is a positive. 23 walks, which isn't bad.
No, it's not terrible.
Bad. 40 earned runs, 62 hits, and that's 52 innings pitched. So I think that's
Cubs won that trade.
no, I wouldn't say that.
No, I
But
just
you
just
gotta
had
look at the Ks,
Yeah.
and maybe the offense isn't there, but 40 earned runs is not good, and the
That's
13 home
abysmal.
runs is not a good stat. But I just think that, but also it's kind of he's getting out of the way. He's getting maybe some
Yup.
jitters out of the way, out
Working on
of a
stuff.
time where it doesn't matter.
Yes.
And that's kind of like what Lucas Giolito kind of had to go through. He wasn't this ace.
Yeah,
last
it
year.
didn't happen overnight.
So I think maybe he can fix some things, and because there's a difference between fixing things in the minors and fixing things in the majors. Yes, you
Definitely.
don't want to fix things in the majors if you're on a division.
Well, and also
on
like
a
those
team that's
games
going-
count for something.
Yeah, but you don't want to go on you don't want to be. The Cubs don't want to bring somebody up and try and get them to work it out in the majors last month because they're in a division race.
Yep.
If you're the White Sox, you're not in a division race. What does it matter if you throw him out there? Yes, his ERA could get messed up a little bit or some of his stats. But if he can go work on things in major league games against
Yes.
major league hitters,
Yep.
why would you not take advantage of that? Like I said, I'm not even coming at this as a Cub fan. I'm coming at this as a fan of baseball. That why would you not want to take advantage of the time in the majors? That it doesn't matter anyways. You're gonna lose, win. It doesn't matter. Might as well put them in the situation in
for guys that you're
major league
expecting to be
situations.
part of your major league squad at some point.
Will the Whites? Big news! John Jay out for the season.
Oh.
Hip injury.
Heard that before.
Hip injury.
But yeah, because he's like 42. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
He's not that old.
He's not that old, but I like John Jay.
I do too.
But will the Sox? Jose Abreu will be a free agent as of the end of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they will re-sign him?
Yeah, I think they will.
I think they will.
Because
but
I don't think the market is going to be as big for him as maybe it was like 2 years ago.
I don't think they should throw 4 years at him. I
No.
think they should throw maybe 2
think
years at
2
him
would
and
be
see what he can do. Yes, you want him to be a lifelong player, but
Unless it's a 4-year deal for like way below expected value.
way below. Because I mean, if you're gonna be attached to him
Like
for 4
that's when you
more
go to him and
years,
say like, how bad do you really want to be here? Because
Yeah.
if you want to be here for the future of this and possibly
if you want to
be
be
on a
if
playoff
you want to
team,
be in the World Series,
then you're
run,
going to have to take less money.
You're gonna have to take less money, and you may not be playing every day
Yeah.
once that 3rd or 4th year comes around.
Exactly.
Because
That's what I would approach it
I look
as.
at it, Anthony Rizzo, who just had back stiffness for the 5th year in a row, probably that he's
Yeah.
had to sit at some point through the season. And I love Anthony Rizzo.
Right.
He's gotten this team. He's the leader of this team. He's been on this team since they were freaking losing 100 games.
Yeah, 101.
But you can't get emotionally attached to a baseball player,
Right.
Especially
Because at the end of the day, he is just
because I love
a part
Anthony.
of
I love
the
Anthony Rizzo,
business.
but at some point he's going to start digressing, and you are maybe going to have to go in a different situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just you don't want to be in a situation when the Sox are. They go, well, Jose Abreu is going to be a Sox for life, and then one day he's not. And you may have pissed some people off.
Yeah.
Why put that into existence if you know that that's not going to be a possibility?
Right. I think you approach it as we'll give you 2 years at market value. If you want to be here longer than that, you're going to have to take below market value on this contract. And this guy stinks.
I don't know. That's
Phillips is Phelps. I didn't even see.
It's like I think it's Phelps.
He
I think it might be
stinks.
Phelps.
He's walked 2 runners, gave up a base hit.
Yeah, but I would say that over the last few weeks of this season, the Sox fans would like to see Luis Robert.
You're going to put asses in seats too.
But they're not at this point, so I don't get it.
Yep.
I don't get it. But before we get into our trivia that we are going to go into here, I was just going to bring this up. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing Thursday night for the football game?
Well,
You got a game?
I don't know.
I was going to say, maybe we could do a little live action here in
We might have
the
to.
content cave. I think we're going to
But
put...
if you want to go to the game,
Oh, yes.
that
Go to the game.
We
At
can't
Soldier
afford
Field.
it. We can't afford it. But we know people that can. And if you want to go to the game, head on over to our friends at SeatGeek. Because SeatGeek is a ticket search engine that never loses sight of the fan experience. Simply go to their website, type in the name of a team, for example, Green Bay Packers, and choose the date that you're looking to attend, say September 5th at Soldier Field. SeatGeek will present you with a graphic chart of the stadium where you can then choose your seats and tickets based on a score system that determines the best value. If you've never used SeatGeek before, we've partnered with them to give you guys a great deal on that first purchase. Just apply the coupon code TheLoopSports in all capital letters at checkout to take $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek. A $50 night for two at the ballpark becomes $30, or a $23 trip by yourself turns into just $3 with our coupon code TheLoopSports. You have no excuse not to go out and root for your favorite team. Just apply the code TheLoopSports in all capital letters at checkout and have a great time on us. Thank you to SeatGeek for partnering with us here at Typical Chicago Fans and the Loop Sports. So if you want to go to the game on Thursday, we'll be down here in the cave. If you want to go to SeatGeek.
But if you want to see all of our live reactions, so you want to see me yelling at Boomy, you want Boomy yelling at me, watch us on there. We're going to be probably doing live stream of the whole show. Of the whole game. But like you said, it's a long game. I even kind of heard Barstool, they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not here for all of the game, but we're here for some of the live reactions that we get. We can cut it up in videos, but you can also see us. It's a little behind, so if something big happens, you can kind of go on there and you kind of have like a few seconds to get with us. So we'll be doing that down here. I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be a fun thing that we can do. Maybe we can get. I don't think we're gonna be able to get. Maybe we can get Game Boy here in the content cave, but it will be
holding my breath.
Bears Packers down here in the content cave. Content cave. Wow, that
there
just came out like. But yeah, so I think the game's about 7:30.
Yep. I think I'm free. I'm checking my schedule. I don't think I have anything.
We'll get more into that, but I think we're going to be doing a little bit of Bears Packers down here in the content cave. A little food, a little beer, have a little fun here on a Thursday night. Hopefully the Bears bring it home. But let's get into our TCF football trivia. We got.
We're going to find out who's the better fan.
I'm going to be throwing some Packers at Boomy, and Boomy's going to be throwing some Bears at me. How do you want to do this? You can go first.
All right, I'll
let
go
the
first.
Packers go first.
In 1985, the 85 Bears lost one game all year. Who defeated them?
Was it the Dolphins?
It was the Dolphins.
The Miami
because
Dolphins.
there's a connection with the undefeated 72 Dolphins. So, yeah, the Dolphins were the only team to defeat the Bears that year.
Okay, in 1996, Brett Favre set an NFC record when he threw 39 touchdowns in the regular season. Whose record did he break?
You said 96.
96.
He broke his own record.
Record. He threw 38 touchdowns.
And then I think
in
he broke that
1995.
record again in like the early 2000s. He threw for like 40 interceptions one year.
Threw a lot of intercept. I mean, so did Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Speaking of that, did you see that? Peyton
That was
Manning?
weird.
That was. I mean, I liked it because it was Bears, but
that was weird, right? Like that's a weird.
I just think they gave him a blank check and they said, "How much do we have to give you to do this?" What does he care?
Yeah, exactly.
He thinks Packers fans liked him in the first place
Yeah,
anyway?
exactly.
He don't give a shit. But go on.
All right. What was the Bears' nickname before they moved to Chicago and became the Chicago Bears?
The Whales?
No, that was a
Cubs?
baseball team. They were the Decatur Staleys.
Oh wow,
Yep.
that's a tough one.
They were only the Decatur Staleys for 1 year.
Who was Brett Favre originally drafted by?
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yep. That one's a little bit. I was gonna throw that one was kind of an easier one for you because this next one. But yeah, you go on.
All right.
So
who is the all-time leader in points scored for the Chicago Bears franchise?
Is it Robbie Gold?
It is Robbie Gold.
Robbie Gold.
Yep.
So here is.
If I win this, I win.
Who was on the receiving end of Brett Favre's?
Brett Favre.
Yes.
I knew that.
These two questions were the Brett Favre and Brett Favre. He threw it to himself. He deflected it backwards, and it hit off of him, and it went right to him.
For like -3 yards.
Can you give me the team that they played?
The Buccaneers, wasn't it?
Yeah. In what year was it?
That would have been 93 or 4.
2.
Oh.
September 13th, 1992.
Yeah. And that was always one of the funniest. I did have some overtime questions. You want me to ask them to you?
Sure.
What decade did the Bears stop playing at Wrigley Field?
It was like the 40s?
No, it wasn't until 1970. So the
Really?
70s. Yeah, that
That
was
would have been a shitty game to go to. That's not made for football at all.
No, not at all. And then the last one I had, in the Bears-Packers rivalry, which team has more wins?
I think it's tied.
No, the Packers are up 97-95 and 6 ties.
So that's close.
So if you sweep us this year, it is really close.
It's very close. It just shows you like that they're two very competitive teams.
Yeah, exactly.
The Bears probably had a little bit of a string like in the 80s when they would beat the Packers.
And then there was the
Brett
longest
Favre.
streaks. The Bears had a 9-win streak in the 80s, and the Packers had a 10-win streak in the 90s. Because remember how bad the Bears were in like the early to mid-90s?
All right, I have a little bit of a rant to go on here before we end the show. Jay Cutler is going to be at Soldier Field Thursday night. And if I hear boos, I'm going to be very pissed because I understand Jay Cutler, not the most liked guy ever.
No.
But he's never done anything wrong, per se. He's never been anything.
That was going to come up in one of my questions for you. He's the all-time leader in passing yards
everything.
as the Bear.
He's the best quarterback the Bears have ever had on their roster. And I get it. He wasn't
Sid Luckman. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what was that, the 40s, 50s?
Probably.
That was a kind of a point of controversy in the top 100 Bears. He got to be kind of high, and it's like,
yeah, he's the best quarterback.
Don't
even give me Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon was
Jay McMahon did I'm not on that. Jay Cutler is the best quarterback this team has ever had, but the thing is, like, it was because of his attitude. Jim McMahon was, you know, the attitude Jim McMahon had. He had a fuck you attitude to almost everybody. Yes, he didn't like to be in the media. Yes, he was a little bit brash. He's a cocky quarterback. Guess who else is cocky? His name's Aaron Rodgers. He's the best quarterback.
Guess who else is cocky like every other
Tom Brady. If you aren't cocky, I don't want you as a quarterback. If you aren't confident in yourself. And yeah, he had some moments where he had some interceptions. He had one of the worst offensive lines for the few years there. He got his ass kicked. He got up when he probably shouldn't have got up. I would have stayed down if I was him. So to hear people on the radio and in the media saying that this Jay Cutler is going to get booed, why is he coming back? It's because he should come back. He should get his number retired for the Bears because he is the best as of right now. I hope Mitchell Trubisky is better than him. I hope he has better stats than him, but as of right now, he doesn't, and he's not really projected to.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Jay Cutler, best quarterback the Bears ever had, and he's just so disrespected. And like you said, he doesn't help himself out by going out there and wanting to be in the media, but he doesn't also go out there and get in trouble. He doesn't go on social media and go on rants. He has some Twitter. I think he has an Instagram account his wife maybe runs. And he
make it out to like not like him because he has a different personality than maybe people want.
I remember hearing one time when McNeil and Parkins was at a B-Dubs and there was a Jay Cutler uniform up.
Yeah.
And Dan McNeil wanted it down.
Dan
and I wanted to call.
Dummy.
Well, I like Dan McNeil. I think, but sometimes he goes on something like that. But I wanted to call in and go, why?
Yeah.
Why should his jersey be down? Because he didn't go to remotes. He didn't go.
He didn't kiss everybody's
because
ass.
He's not Akeem Hicks, and he goes on the media, goes on the radio every week, and he doesn't want to talk, and he's not the nicest guy. And sometimes he gives you answers you don't want. But guess what? He went out there every week and he competed for us, and he gave us a chance. Sometimes it didn't work out, but guess what? It doesn't always work out for quarterbacks.
Man.
And so I'm just a little bit tired of the whole Jay Cutler hate. I had to get this off my chest because
it's been flustering.
Because I think I said Jay Cutler as a guy, who knows? But as a quarterback, he would fight. He would work his ass off. Yes, there was that injury in the Packers game. He was hurt.
Yeah.
Give me a break. We're gonna get after him. But we're going to let Trey Burton just have a mysterious hamstring injury at the end of the season and ruin a game plan against the Eagles?
Yeah.
I'm over it. But the whole Jay Cutler, give the man a standing ovation when he gets there. You're going to give Brian Urlacher one. Maybe give him one too. I know they're two different players, and one's a Hall of Famer. Jay Cutler's not going to be a Hall of Famer. But I do think that he deserves more respect in Chicago than he gets. And you said, I might get some hate for this because a lot of Bears fans – no, I guess I shouldn't say a lot of Bears fans. There are Bears fans out there that are going to hate Jay Cutler till the day their fandom's over because they just didn't like him. They rubbed him the wrong way. But look at the stats. Look at the way he played. He worked his ass off. Like I said, I think Brian Urlacher came out as not liking him, but other players, you get along with them because he's working his ass off to do the same thing. So yeah, that's my rant about Jay Cutler.
Nope, I love it.
I
love it, man. I don't disagree with you.
The hate's just wrong. But thank you for listening and watching to us here on episode 46 of Typical Chicago Fans, presented by The Loop Sports. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLilja, LILJA TCF on Twitter. Follow the main page at typical_Chicago. The Loop Sports at the Loop_Sports. On Facebook, we will be doing a Facebook Live show every weekday between Tuesday and Thursday, usually about
Not every weekday.
Oh, sorry. Every
Once a week.
Every week on a weekday. There we go. That's not the way you – did you get picked off?
I don't know.
Oh, no,
I don't think so.
Yes, you did.
Jesus.
Well, I don't know. Sorry, the Cubs game kind of got me rattled. You watch us there.
No, we got double up off of first.
Weekday, once a week on the
Tuesday through Thursday, 8 p.m. We'll let you know when it's going to happen. The Loop Sports, they have all our blogs, podcasts. They put them out there on their Facebook page, The Loop Sports, and Instagram, Typical Chicago Fans, and The Loop Sports.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Like Zach said, head on over to the YouTube page. We'll have a ton of content coming out during that. I keep bothering Zach to work on our videos we made this summer, so I'll just keep on him for those.
Back.
Yeah, he's excused.
I can't work on anything with my computer in a car.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
That makes me sick.
But also, like I said, if you are an Apple user, find us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review. Leave us a nice review. Say something nice or don't. I don't really care. But just subscribe.
Nice.
Yeah, try to be nice. And then also, if you're not an Apple user, you can find us on Spotify. So make sure you check us out there.
Also, thank you to our sponsors, SeatGeek. Type in the promo code TheLoopSports in all caps. You get $20 off of your first purchase. Shout out to 26shirts.com Chicago. They're going to have a lot of new Bear shirts, I'm guessing, coming out here throughout the season. They got flags. They got T-shirt. The mystery T-shirt down to $12. They got a little bit of a discount there. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Monkey Knife Fight. They got a lot of baseball action going on here on Monkey Knife Fight. If you like daily fantasy sports, this is where you want to be. Over, under, strikes, hits, all that. If you're into that kind of stuff, go to Monkey Knife Fight, type in the promo code LOOP, and it will match your deposit up to $100. So thank you to SeatGeek, Monkey Knife Fight, and 26shirts.com Chicago. We love you all. Thank you for all the support you give us, and thank you to all of you out there watching us and supporting us. We're back. This is NFL season. We got the pick.
Let's go.
We're going to maybe be a little on edge because of our gambling addiction. But other than that, we're going to have some fun with this. Let's have a fun NFL season. Let's have a fun college football. Let's win ourselves a fucking division. Because
go Packers, baby.
No. I meant the Cubs.
Oh, Cubs, yeah.
Not the Packers at all. Peace.
Stop stealing it.
Oh, I did.